Hi, everybody. We're here today down in Florida at the Big Boots in Western. You might have seen it, heard of it before, and I believe you have a website, right, John?
Yep.
Okay.
BigBootsRR.com.
Okay, and you've been here on this property with the railroad now for how long?
I was born and raised here and bought the property off my aunt after my grandfather died. It'll be 10 years ago this October.
Mm-hmm. And now years ago when I knew you, you were where, south of here, right?
Down in Coconut Creek, which is about 7 miles due west of Pompano Beach.
So way south.
Yeah, about 250 miles south of here.
Right. And now you have, how many feet of track do you have on the ground approximately?
Total trackage, we have 2 3/4 miles.
2 3/4 miles. So that's like you're talking almost 15,000 feet?
Yeah.
Approximately?
Yeah.
And he has this fantastic yard. I mean, I want to get to show you about it in a minute, but he pushes a button, just like the prototype. You push a button in and out. You go right in, and whatever you want to go, he picks a track for you, so you're like a yard master. It's awesome. And he has all the switches going on out there, the signals, and you have what's called, I don't know what that system's called, but when like you hit that, I noticed you hit that release.
Capture and release poles.
Okay. What's that? How does that work?
Okay, it's a pretty simple process. When you come up to a pole, there'll be a signal just ahead of it. If that pole says capture, that means for you to capture the block. So if you have a green signal, you hit the capture button, your signal will turn amber, the opposite signal will turn red to keep traffic from entering the block. As you go through the block and come to the other side, you will see a pole that says release. When you hit that release, both signals go back to green. And there are a lot of capture and release poles all over the railroad. So the rule of thumb is, if you can't read the writing on the pole, the direction you're traveling, it's not for you. It's pretty much simplistic. And having a 3-light system, you really don't have to guess at who captured the block. I know some clubs have a 2-light where it's red or it's green, or
I think Ridge has that.
Amber and red. The problem with that is you don't know who caught it.
Right.
With mine, it's definite. If you don't have an amber light, you didn't get the block. So
that works out pretty good. We just took a ride around, and it's just incredible. I don't know, it took us, about 40 minutes to go completely around.
Running a light train, it's about a 40-minute round trip. If there's traffic out there, say 5 to 6 trains, you can be out there for about an hour and 20 minutes.
Now you also do card order.
We do card order, yes.
And how does that work? How do you do that?
We follow the same system as pretty much as Michigan Central Railroad that belongs to Bill Hayes, and also the White Creek that Russ Eldridge owns up in Michigan. We use their card order pockets where all the equipment that comes in here is cataloged in a wave card made for them and a card pocket. And since we have 3 complete freight yards on this road, it can get really interesting. We can actually move equipment from one yard to another yard. Then a local crew will break that train down and bring a local freight and take that to its industry siding or to our industrial park.
Just like the prototype.
Right. Yeah. So
that's really incredible. Now you have how many switches in this complex here?
Oh, I'm losing count.
Oh, I see 18. I see 20.
We have approximately 115 switches on the ground right now.
But in this thing right here,
in our main Ocala yard, there's at least, I want to say 30 switches.
So now on this end, they're spring loaded.
All the switches in our railroad are spring loaded. That way we don't have to worry about somebody.
So in, and then you just have to, they just come right out.
And there's opposing ladder tracks on each end of all 3 of our yards for runaround tracks or working the yard at both directions. And we also have a drill track, which basically is an extension of the yard for building up trains so it won't foul the main line if we're putting together a 200-foot train coming in and out.
No, I'm sorry, it's okay. This red, is that where we're at on that track right there?
That indicated where we...
So there's other tracks back here? No. Where's these other tracks?
Everything right here is starting here all the way forward.
Okay, so we're on number 6 there with the train right now.
We were, and I think the track is wet.
Oh, okay. We're right, where are we at now?
We're sitting about right in here.
Okay.
And unfortunately, this part of the board has not been hooked up yet. It's still under construction.
Well, it's a lot of work. He's also going to have, what'd you call them?
Right,
enunciators?
CTC, Centralized Traffic Control Enunciators.
Jeez.
So you'll be able to see everything that's in this yard, everything that's going on in our other 2 yards, plus our 2 Ys. This Y is finished. This Y is under construction now with a rail order that we've got coming in 2 weeks.
Wow. And everything's all automated?
Pretty much. Our goal is to have the signal system completely automated. If we just get the members to come join us and help us put shunning all the rails together. Some of it already is, like our double diamond, that signal bridge is fully automated. It gives right of way to the old Atlantic coastline lead, so because that's a pretty good grade right there. So it'll hold up traffic going either direction across the diamond on the Seaboard Airline side. And so we want to do it with the rest of our track where everything will feedback and be automated and eventually alleviate the capture release poles. But until that's
Oh,
done,
so that's just something for now.
for now. Eventually the poles will be gone, but that's going to take a lot of time.
Right.
Because every 10 feet of rail has to be bonded together and then isolated. And then we have to do impedance check. We have to check it when the track is soaking wet to find out what the impedance is and what it is bone dry. Because water conducts
with the
electricity,
tides.
and what it'll do is it'll cause the relays to hang open just like this did. We just installed these sensor, we went over it, and it's hanging up because the track is moist from the rain we had. Then the railroads have to deal with the same thing.
Right.
It's not much different. Just
I'm
smaller.
telling you, it's incredible. I never knew something like this existed. To your knowledge, is this the only system like this around, or is there somebody else done it?
I got the idea of really expansive remote switching by the Maricopa live steamers.
Oh, okay.
But they use, theirs is strictly run using oak tree boards, which is a company that makes model road equipment, and runs off a laptop. So you flip open the laptop, and you control the main yards and the routes of the track by the computer running a mouse and etc., which is great. My system will interface with that. But I wanted to start off analog, so a laptop doesn't have to be sitting out here. And
this is more prototypical as well, isn't it?
This is more prototypical. But with my system that I've developed, I can add the oak tree boards to it and bring a laptop and do the same thing. That was all in the planning stage.
So you're thinking ahead.
Yeah, but right now, anybody, you don't have to be a computer expert. Well, I want to get a train right here on track 10. I hit this button, it lines all the switches up, and then tells you when the track is occupied.
Terrific.
Okay, this is the brain for the track detection and remote switch machines. Each card will run 7 switches and 21 track detection circuits. Each one of these relays is a track detection, and I have room for 2 more banks to run down. Each machine is fused in case it binds up or there's a problem. And all these pigtails are so when the train meet is over or we get into storm season, I can totally unplug all the switches from the panel, so if lightning strikes, I don't get a feedback and burn up a lot of hardware. What these are, I know this looks kind of primitive, these are just regular 200 milliamp 14 volt bulbs. Until we find out what the impedance of each section of track that has a detection circuit, we put a dummy load so if the track is wet, it won't keep the relay hung up. So once we get a good soaking rain, we'll check the impedance, put the proper resistor in, and get rid of the light bulbs. I just finished these 3 boards 2 days before my winter meet started. So
this year.
Before, it was just a spaghetti bowl of mess. It looked, if you saw it, you're like, holy cow.
And all these wires run out that way someplace.
Yeah, all these.
And you don't have any problem with them losing. They run, 400 or 500 feet. No problem.
My switches, I got switches out there that are being controlled 600 feet away from the panel here.
And no drop of.
There is voltage drop, and I allow for that. I run a higher voltage than what the machine is required, and then I check
the one's way
exactly
out.
For all of them.
That's pretty cool. And then this is what's this all this
And
is the wiring
this
goes to the
is a
panel.
150 conductor telephone station wire, and it runs directly to the control board.
Yeah, see it there. Yeah. Wow. And now this is just the beginning.
This is the beginning. On the north end of the yard, there'll be 3 more boards like that going on down. And then these 3 pigtails here, these are 50 conductor leads. These will feed up to the annunciators that are going to be hanging overhead, so everybody can sit here in the pavilion, watch the video camera monitors, and also actually see the train traffic moving throughout the road at any time.
Well, anyhow, we've had a great time down here in Florida. We didn't do too many videos this year because basically a repeat of last year, but we weren't here, so I wanted to do an extensive video here. And John has been a great host today, and we really appreciate him having us here. William Sherman Corwin III's over there. He came with us. So Thanks again for watching all our videos, and we'll see you again on the next video.